22. Thank you for having me here. 30. So I've got the shop all to myself today. Dave actually drove that box truck that we're gonna be working on to Las Vegas to get a clamshell door installed on the back because we are not fabricators. We had someone else do it, so they're gonna install it there. But I've been drawing up the upper cabinets right now. So this is a blueprint of the style that we're going for. I have never done a cabinet like this, but it's gonna be somewhat easy, and I get to use the 2-Minute Tuesday tip that we learned the other day on some plywood today, so let's get to work. Before Dave left, he built something for me, which kind of looks like an exact replica, but on a very much smaller scale of what I'm building today. So we're gonna put it together and see kind of what it looks like. All right, so these are gonna be our side plates. Basically, everything inside of the cabinet look like this. Instead of having a regular rectangle, there's gonna be this tiny little 30-degree angle. So the cabinet is going to look like, oh no. Listen, I'm not gonna really build this. I'm just gonna put it here. There we go. All right, so kind of looks like this. Then we're gonna put a piece of wood down there. The cabinets are actually gonna have a really cool little edge on the front of it. So let's get to work. All right, it's time to start using the table saw. If you don't know how to use the table saw, in order to change this right here, there's a knob over here. You just lift it up and then you just twist it. I never knew how to use a table saw until I actually came to California. Now it's like, if I didn't have this for my next build, I probably wouldn't build anything because it's so much easier than what I used to do. So this piece of wood right here, we are actually gonna be turning into the side plates. So like not anything that's gonna be around it, it's gonna be the things that divide the inside of the cabinet, and it's actually gonna be exposed on the sides, but our cabinets are gonna be so long that it's gonna be hidden, so the exposed sides don't really matter. So we're going for 11 inches. So I need to cut off about 1/2 inch on the factory edge. I need safety glasses. There they are. So I'm going to bring it down to 11. I always double check this because I want the blade to be right on it. That'll be a little bit too light. Cool, so we're set. Now I gotta turn the wood around, throw it in the wood chipper. All right, so that edge was just done. Now here's the factory edge right here. Make sure this is tight. Now it's time to measure, make sure everything is good. We're at 11. We're at 11. We're at 11. Oh, I'm about to fall. Achoo. Achoo. All right, we are solid, so we are 11. So we actually are doing 4 cabinets. We need 5 pieces, so this actually isn't gonna be enough. I don't know if we're gonna have enough wood here. We might, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna be squaring up the boards. I'm gonna cut off the factory edge. We're gonna make it look good. We're only taking off a very, 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 very tiny bit. So now we've got a good squared board. We're gonna measure. We gotta get 9 inches now. 9 inches. That's how much wood we had left. We got 5, so this is actually gonna work. So you'll notice this is actually quite small. The reason for that is we have a Murphy bed that goes up into the driver's side area, and so it has to be more low profile. So it's gonna sit like this. Next up, I need to cut this, but the measurement I don't have yet. So what I'm gonna do is cut the rest of the wood, make sure that everything lines up perfectly. We're going to cut the 30-degree angles onto everything else and see what the measurement of the actual cut is gonna be here. So with this piece of wood, I think I can manage it now by throwing it through here. Tyler just showed up, so maybe he'll throw me a hand or two. All right, I'm gonna try to get this thing going. All right, I am measuring now because there's something wrong with our table saw. It's been doing it all week. 9 inches, 9 inches, 9 inches, 9 inches, 9 inches. Okay, I think it's gonna work. All right, for me to figure out what that angle is, I'm gonna be cutting a test strip with what was left over earlier. So the outside has to be 2 inches. So we need a 30-degree angle on that one. 30. Here goes nothing. 30 degrees. So this is the test piece. On the larger side, it is 2 inches. We're about to measure that side. We have roughly 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches off of that. Now what I'm gonna be doing is using this test piece, old piece of crap piece of wood. I'm gonna cut 1.5 inches little gap there, and we're gonna see how that works. I don't think that's the right angle. Definitely not gonna be the right angle. We do want a 30 on this though, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. Maybe we can figure it out. All right, so that's the 30 that we want. It doesn't look like much at all. Interesting. So I just cut this down to true size, and I don't think that last one's gonna work. So we're going to try and figure this out. If it's 2 inches on the outside, it's not gonna be much. So figuring out these angles is tough. So I currently have that at a 30, which I cut one side at a 30, and then this side's at a 45, which is about as far as I can get with that table saw. And it lines up for the 30 at the top, but down here on the bottom, you'll see that it still aligns that way. I need something that goes flush in here. The angle's, I think, like a 53 or so. And our table saw will not do that, so I gotta call Dave and see what he suggests. So I just got off the phone with Dave. We've got a bunch of 30-degree angles, but I tried a 45-degree angle with all other 45-degree angles, and it worked, but then we have overhang because of the differences of sizes of wood. So what I did is I'm about to notch this out to see if it makes everything flush, works really well. And this is actually one of the hardest parts about building with multiple people in one rig, is there's a lot of ideas, and this isn't my idea for a cabinet, so I'm trying to go based off of what Dave has, which is good because it's his project. So I want to be able to make it the way that he wants it to look. If I were to do this, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to test this out, take a picture of it, send it to Dave, see what he thinks. He has some other ideas. We'll figure it out. The cabinet's going to look good regardless, so let's go. About to get real loud. We got a notch, or is it a Batman symbol? So now here's the hard part. As you can see, this fits in there. This needs to be flush, and it's pretty damn close, I'd say so. Now that side is spot on. Notches, notches, notches. Buenas noches. All right, so I got this design. This is a 45, 45, 45, but then on the inside I cut those notches, and I think it's gonna work. So with that design, I just sent a small video to Dave. We want to figure out if that's the route that we actually want to take, because like I said, it's not my project. I want to okay everything with him. That way we're on the same page. Once it's built, I don't get in trouble for building it the way that I would do it, which that's the way that I would do it. So I sent it to him. If he approves it, we're good. This is weird. I've never had a boss. Dave is pretty much my boss. So me owning my own businesses for the past like 10, 12 years, it's interesting having to ask other people before I do what I want to do. But yeah, I'm just going to sit here and wait. I'll probably grab some lunch. I'm going to wait on him to tell me if it's okay or not, and then we're going to get to go to the next phase. All right, so we figured it out. Dave liked my idea, so now I have to transfer that to all of these right here. Got to sand it a little bit, make it look better. This is my test piece that I cut out of the longer version. Oh my goodness, you can't get much better than that. Look at this. That is flush. And that is flush. Boom. I've got all of these cut, and I need to make sure that everything fits very well. So I'm just gonna line a few things up really quick. Then I can do some measurements and figure out everything else. 8-inch Chevy. It is time to cut everything down to proper size. So we're going 82.5. I need a tape measure. 82.5. Now I need a square. Square. Be there or be square. That's a big old square. That's a big old square. Glad you guys are here to hear me talk to myself, because I'm alone and I miss people. Ba-ding. I'm gonna need that again. I don't know why I put it up. All right, putting this in my pocket. You guys remember that. You know what? That's pretty damn good. I'm gonna transfer that same measurement to every single thing. Off camera, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm making sure that everything is gonna be lined up perfectly fine. That way we get super flush professional cabinets. You may be asking yourself, Kyle, are you a professional? No, I just play one on YouTube. I'm still a DIY. But I work with people that are professionals. What really makes a professional van builder? Is it the fact that you have a shop? Nope, it's the fact that you get paid to do it. Just like if you were a professional basketball player, you get paid to do it. I get paid to do this. So I guess I'm professional. Oh yeah, baby. Uno más. Okay, so it's time to sand stuff. Sanding is very boring, so I'll see you guys in like 30 minutes. Everything is sanded. It took a lot longer than I expected. Apparently maple doesn't sand as well as like birch and all that. It still feels really good, but it's not as smooth the first go around. So it took a little bit longer, about an hour. So I've got all my pieces over there. This is an entire box. Usually on upper cabinets, I would build like a skeleton. This one is in an ambulance. We're not really too worried about like the weight of it. Plus it's 1/2 inch, so it's not too bad on weight. But I'm gonna be doing some pocket holes, glue, nails, everything to keep this together, because upper cabinets, when they're rattling around, you're going off-road, you know this ambulance is gonna be seeing some dirt roads. It's lifted, it's crazy. So we gotta make sure that this thing will not fall off the wall, the ceiling, it won't break or shatter. It's gonna be sturdy. So I'm putting this together just to test fit. Once it's all sanded, make sure everything fits well. That reminds me, I'm not done sanding. I didn't do the crossbar that goes in the front, so back to the sanding board. Get in there. All right, fits pretty good. So where do I want pocket holes? I'm gonna take a video, send it to Dave, see what he thinks. So you guys can hear me make a video within a video. All right, this is what it looks like. My hands are shaking, I don't know why. But pocket holes. So the back piece is flat. I'm gonna put pocket holes in that one, in this one. Do you want pocket holes in these going all the way around? Let me know where the pocket holes go, because I don't wanna mess this up. If it was my project and I was building it for like my van, I would have been done with this already, but I have a boss and I have to okay everything with him. It's actually really fun. Let's send it to him, see what he says. Dave called me. He said, we only want pocket hole screws in the bottom. Coming from the top and the back, since it's gonna be covered up, we're gonna go straight into the top of these and the back of that, and then lots of glue and nails. So we're gonna get into this. Got my fancy Craig jig that I had a brand deal with. That was fun. So I'm gonna put 3. We have to remember that one side is gonna be out, one side's gonna be on the other side, so they can't all be on the same side. I would say that this is probably the hardest part about the entire thing, is getting the structure and skeleton built. So right now I've got to glue everything together. Kind of enjoying working alone today because I got a podcast in. It's kind of nice. So with these, you don't want to over tighten since it's a 1/2 inch. We're using inch screws. Ooh, that is good. Pocket screws are actually kind of tough to use because they pull your wood back and forth and you get rid of your flushness. Now I got to do the other side, which I don't have a table long enough, so what do? I just turn the table sideways. We're gonna have crappy lighting for a second. That is good. There's a lot of glue I got to get rid of though. Jeez. The sides are done. Now I need to get the back on, which is gonna be glued and nailed. Glue, glue, glue. All right. I'm flustered. Nails, baby, nails. Oh, yeah. So I'm putting nails everywhere just to hold it in place, and I'm gonna put screws in there as well. Well, this isn't good. That doesn't line up as well as it's supposed to. But good news, you can sand it. Well, not you personally, me. So I had a blowout right there. Just got to pull that out, fill it with some wood glue and sawdust, which we've made plenty of sawdust, so it's going to work well. And now we've got the final part going on the top in order to make it a box. So here's a little fun tip for you. It's much better to use too much glue than not enough glue, because if you don't use enough glue, it's going to fall apart. Nails! So we're going to put these in there as spacers. Struggling here, y'all. So there's 4 cabinets. I've got to do some math and figure out what an even space is. So it's 82.5. I'm going to use my calculator, of course. 82.5 divided by 4. We need 20.6. What is 0.6? It's almost 3/4. 20.6. And I lost my tape measure. Oh, there it is. 20.625. Next up, I've got to put that little trim piece on the front. It's the moment of truth, just to see if this thing even works. We are so good here. Let's glue it up. So this is probably the last thing I'm going to be able to do today because it's Friday. I don't get to work on this until Monday unless I want to come in tomorrow, but I don't because I'm going to go to the beach and have some fun. We are square. Nails, baby. This is done to the point where I'm going to finish for the day. It's about 4:30. I need to clean up the shop because other people use it as well. So clean it up. It takes about 30 minutes. But this is good. We're making progress. I wasn't so sure this morning, but we're good. My camera's about to die. Everything's about to die. I'm about to put this up so no one messes with it. See how light it is? Or am I just really strong? That is where it's going to live for the rest of the time. So if you guys enjoyed the video today, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. But first, Don't forget to check out my podcast every Monday, which is going to be coming up here in like a day or two. So hit that like button, follow me. I will see you guys in the next video.